We're going to wrap up your Press TV News Bulletin with this final story. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's party has failed to secure an outright majority in the country's recent parliamentary elections, and the significance and ramifications of that. During our news review program, we discuss this issue in length with our guests. Here it is.
Now let's get some insight on this. Joining me, Munawar Zaman, our correspondent in Kashmir. Also with me is Feroz Mithi Borwala, co-founder of the Muslim Intellectual Forum in Mumbai. Good to see you both, gentlemen. So, Munawar, tell us about this election and the differences that you can draw between the other ones before and the reasons why they have failed, the BJP failed. They need a coalition. Is it an easy job or a difficult one?
Well, it was a stunning show this time, Barrows. Absolutely unexpected thing. But yes, of course, the country showed that they still have faith in democracy. That's what the opposition leaders said. And even many politicians were rushing for TV debates and interviews. And the most fascinating thing, or the most surprising thing, is that the BJP even lost the seat from where they recently inaugurated the temple. That's very surprising. And of course, many tallest leaders, they were trailing just one or 1.5 hour back. So it's absolutely a stunner, and many politicians call it a game changer, because this election was completely polarized. If we look at the aspects of campaign trials, the problems of the minorities was one of the main issues that was highlighted in these elections, because many politicians in the past as well have used Muslims and many Islamophobic rhetoric to garner more votes they can, because majority of people in India are Hindus. And of course, the BJP, many believe that has always played a politics of divide and rule, and that's what made them successful in the past too. Of course, there was certain issues concerning economy and of course unemployment, and many opposition figures and observers say that they literally have been punished this time, because people in India want to have jobs for the youth. They don't want to go for this divide and rule policy anymore. And it was an unexpected show. And of course, the big setback for such a populist leader in the country. And of course, much gain for Congress party as well, because it was sitting in the parliament with just 52 members. Now, it has a majority as an opposition. It has many members in the parliament, which makes it a strong opposition party. And certainly it becomes harder for the ruling BJP to pass any legislation when the opposition is strong. So, of course, there will be a good news for those people who used to say that the ruling BJP is trying to amend constitution. They're going to make constitutional changes if they get one more term. And there was a threat to democracy. And of course, the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, they were all under threat, because journalists were being booked and social activists, anybody who speaks against the government, they were labeled as anti-nationals. For example, many enforcement agencies were used to intimidate any voice that speaks against the ruling party. Back to you, Barrows.
Right. Okay, Feroz, let's first see if about the authenticity of the election. Do you believe it was a healthy one? No voter, no voter stuffing, any fraud of any kind in the first place? And then I have another question for you.
Yeah, no. Voter fraud is basically, it's an electronic voting machine system. I'm still worried about the entire electronic voting machine and the VVPAT trail, because essentially after you press the EVM button and it goes to the VVPAT machine from where a paper slip comes out, those paper ballots are not counted 100%. The Supreme Court did not allow it. The Election Commission won't allow it. To actually have a free and fair election, at the minimum, the voter trail, the ballots should be counted. So that is a separate question which India still has to deal with. And I would rather prefer that India goes back to the paper ballot system for a transparent system that is verifiable. The EVM VVPAT system is actually not verifiable by the voter. It's a very, it's a problematic system.
Okay.
And for that much, I'll leave it at that right now.
We're out of time. Thank you so much. Munawar Zaman in Kashmir and Feroz Mithi Borwala in Mumbai. And that's it for this edition of the News Review on Press TV.